Hello, everybody.
What's up? Hope y'all having a beautiful day.
Yes, another new episode, which is episode 5.
That's right, the Awakening Room podcast,
Yes,
back in action.
yes, indeed.
So we have, I guess, well, of course, we always have some good conversation.
Yeah, and actually, before we even get to anything else, again, uh, we've been slacking a little bit on the comments, but I thank everybody for
Yeah.
the likes, for the comments, for interacting, and showing interest. And so I want
Yes.
to thank you all for that.
Yeah, I didn't even get a notification that we had comments. So
Yeah.
if we are late in responding, please forgive us.
Yes.
We will try to be more present in that, and just double checking daily to see if we are missing anything. So yeah, we gonna get on top of it.
Yes, but really, again, we appreciate it so much for
Absolutely.
helping us get started with everything.
Yes.
Okay.
All right, so here we go. So first up, we're going to get into messages.
Yes. Messages and how do you receive the messages? Now
Mm-hmm.
that may sound like a weird thing, but you know, and even I could say for myself as well. Sometimes we get messages, rather from other people, or we get personal messages, and a lot of times, when the messages come through, they ask, uh, do you, do you receive it? Do you have a
Does it
does it
resonate?
resonate? Do you have an understanding of it? And a lot of times people say yeah, but I do wonder, like, do you really get it?
Mm-hmm.
A lot of times also I think people, they assume they get it and be like, well, yes, I believe this makes sense. I believe it resonates because, and then they
They
go
try to
on to,
make it make sense,
they go on to make it,
fit somewhere.
I forget the word I'm looking for, but whatever. Um, and then you just continue to go on with it. But
Mm-hmm.
like, do you truly get the message as far as receiving it, as far like waiting for it to come,
Mm-hmm.
and then let it unravel that way,
Right.
or do you just try to,
Try to force it.
yes, make it make sense
Yeah.
or correlate it to something else?
Yeah.
And I say that because there's been times where I've got messages, and it's like, do you get it? Sometimes I'll be honest. I'll be like, nah, I don't. I don't get it. And then they'll say, well, it's not gonna be right now in this moment, but
Yeah,
it is
it
it
may
is to
come
come.
later.
Yes. And there's times where, I'll be honest and just be like, well, I think I do. And they say, okay, so what do you think
Mm-hmm.
you have at this
Yeah.
moment? You know? So my question is like, do you truly receive the messages?
Right. I think for me, sometimes it's kind of a matter of, does it resonate or not? Like, if I'm receiving a message or coming across, whether it's a collective reading or just a message that is given to us at home, like in privacy of our own home, something like that. If it doesn't resonate, I tend to kind of just let it go in one ear and out the other. I'm not gonna lie. If it doesn't immediately resonate, I just be like, that does. I don't really connect with that. It doesn't resonate, so I'll just kind of like let it fly. If it don't apply, let it fly.
Yeah.
That's kind of how I approach it in that manner most of the times. Sometimes I will think, maybe this is something that could come about in the future. Like, if there's like a little piece of it that seems like, okay, I can see where this would fit, but I'm not gonna try to force it to fit, right?
Yeah.
I may see where it could possibly, and then I'll just be like, okay, so I'll just keep an eye out for
Mm-hmm.
it, if maybe, and then if it doesn't seem to connect within some time, then again, let it fly. And um Now, on the tip of, do I always understand the message? We all know, or most of us know, those of us in this realm of things, we know that the messages can come through very cryptic,
Very much so.
very metaphoric, very much so like a riddle.
Yeah,
So, initial understanding might not be there anyway because it
yeah,
may very well be a riddle.
yeah. You know, in all honesty, sometimes when it comes to, they be like, I apologize, it sounds this way, but because they can't tell us, they can't give the answers for us because
Yeah,
as life, we have to figure things out,
we
right?
have to, yes, figure it out, and we have to
We
remember
have to go on a journey, yeah, of
self awareness.
self awareness, self remembering, and things
Yes.
of this nature. So okay, so asking you, the other day,
Mhm.
you got a really nice message, and
Mhm.
we went out to the park, and I was asking you, like, do you feel like you truly get what's being said, or like how exactly do you feel about it?
Yeah. Okay. How do I feel about the message? So the message was, I guess it was about different forms of expression. Is how it was phrased. My different forms of expression. Some of you probably immediately knew what that would mean, but to uh, most commonly, you would hear the word
The fragment.
fragment be used. But I think I will continue to opt to use form of expression instead of a fragment because it just sounds better to me. My
Fair
other
enough.
forms of expression of myself because I'm not fragmented. And that was also in the
Yes, this
message.
is true. There's a difference. Yes,
Yes.
there's a big difference, and maybe one day we'll
We'll
go
go
into
through, yeah.
depth of that as well.
So,
That's something we've been sitting on for a while. I think we've spoken
I think we
briefly.
may have, yeah.
Briefly, we have the difference between it and the breakdown of why the
It's,
compound word is
yeah.
what it is. But that's another story. So we get back to this one.
So, even in the message, I believe it stated, something about these are different forms of your expression. You are whole. So, yeah, I'm not going to say fragmented because it was
It's
even
that's true.
stated in the
This is true.
message, you are whole.
This is true.
So, it was really, well, for one, surprising for some of the information that came through. It's like, oh, and some names that I have no idea who they are.
Try to Google it.
Try to
Can't
Google,
Google these
can
things.
Google these things. For example, some of it was like, these are ancient and future expressions. And y'all know, y'all know
Yeah.
ancient and future. Yeah, we don't get too deep in that, but receiving this message was, um it was unexpected. It was because I hadn't been asking for it like that. Like, yeah, there was a time where maybe a thought across my mind, oh, I wonder who I connect with, and et cetera, et cetera. But it wasn't like I was recently asking for it. So it was unexpected. It was also a surprise in the fact of, oh, this deity, or oh, this individual,
Energy.
this energy, so that was the surprise in that factor as well. And when I think about connecting with the message when it was coming through, it everything felt it felt easy. It felt airy. I think it's the word that
What you
I
said? Yeah, I
used.
believe so.
It's
Yeah,
like
you
it
said
felt
it felt. Yeah.
airy. Like it did. It felt open and airy. Like, I guess what you would consider the opposite of heavy. It felt
Obviously.
it's like open, airy, light, like woo.
Yeah, you did say that.
It felt good. Um and so what I did was I decided to make the message, a lot of the wording from it, phrasing from it, part of my own personal affirmations in a sense. So, like before going to bed or after waking up, using the terminology. For example, part of, well, not just part, but like the theme of the message was receive or embody. What's it embody? The melodies of this form of expression. And so that's what I decided I'll start incorporating. So, like receiving the message and putting it to use. So, even if I don't completely understand all aspects of these forms of expression, I'm going to start putting it into use.
Mm-hmm.
I think that's a big key of receiving messages is, okay, once you receive it, how are you applying it
And that's the key. You
in
have
your
to apply it.
existence? Yeah.
You have to
So
apply it.
so that's part of my application process now. Like, okay, I'm going to say I'm receiving these. I am connected to these melodies. I receive them. I imbue, that's the word. I imbue my essence
Mm-hmm.
with the melodies from this form of expression, and just declaring that, I acknowledge it. I'm aware of it now. I receive it, and I'm open to whatever guidance
Yeah.
and experience needs to come through for my betterment from these other forms of expression. So that's part of my application process right now. Now the message is it's still very new. It's only been a couple days.
Yeah.
So beyond this point of application, I don't know. But right now, this is how I'm putting the message to
Yeah.
use.
And that's kind of like the reason why I asked the question is because, of course, when the messages come, we have to be open to receiving it, right?
Mm-hmm.
That's the first part. Then you have to grasp it. You have to grasp the concept. And then
Mm-hmm.
once you can grasp it, then you have to apply it,
Mm-hmm.
And a lot of times, sometimes the messages come and it kind of like, I don't, not, it comes from left field, but it sometimes the messages can be so, what's the problem? Like, what is the word?
Unexpected? I don't
Unexpected.
know.
It could just be a lot
It can kind of throw
sometimes.
you
It
off.
can throw you off. Let's put it that way.
Yeah.
And it's like it sounds good a lot of the times, and it's just like, oh, I like the way it sounds. So yes, I resonate, I receive it. But like, do you truly?
Yeah.
Is what I'm getting at. Like, do you truly?
Yeah.
Like, can you even grasp the concept of what's actually being said? Because a lot of times the messages are said and we hear it one way,
Yeah.
opposed to it actually being
what the intention
the
actually
intention.
is.
Yes, is another way. But we hear it the way we hear it, and it be like, oh, I like the way this sounds. Let me go with it. Like it's happening, or whatever the case is. Like, do you grasp what's actually being said?
Mm-hmm.
Right? Not just receiving it because it sounds good, but can you grasp it?
Yeah.
And once you do that, you have to apply it.
Yeah. I think a good example of the do you grasp what it's really saying? So that word change, right? In a lot of readings, whether it's collective or personal for people, you will see a message come across that says change is coming.
Mm-hmm.
Now, if you're the receiver of that message, where does your mind go? Because that's very open, right?
That's what
The
I'm
message
saying.
change is coming. And I think that really depends on where you are in your experience, right in the moment that you receive it. Because if you're in a space where you feel like, yo, everything is good.
Yeah.
And then you get hit with the change is coming
and you
part.
think it's the opposite. Like, oh, something
You
messing up the flow.
immediately think it's the opposite. And so on the reverse side of that, if you're in a space where it's just bad to you and you're like, man, I don't like how this is going, man, something need to happen, I need to change, and then you be like, yes,
thank you. But then you don't know how that change will show up.
Exactly.
You don't know how it unfolds.
So it's literally the way you are seeing yourself and your experience in the moment that you receive the message kind of shapes your initial reaction to it. And I think that is like a golden example of that. Just that one little line, change is coming. Wherever you feel like you are on the spectrum of negative experiences and positive experiences,
this is true.
it's gonna shape how you receive that message.
Mm-hmm. And then this is why, again, they always say, use your discernment, right?
Yeah.
Because again, the thing is we hear what we want to hear when we want to hear it, but that's not always the case.
No, it's not.
That's not always the case.
I mean, I would go as far as to say 95% of the time that ain't the case.
And it's the crazy thing about it. Like I said, we kept talking for a bit yesterday, and I was like, there's a lot of times where I get really confused.
Mm-hmm.
I get really confused, and a lot of people gifted like in our communities, or when we go look at videos with other people, and they're just like, oh, like this person got everything going on, and this, that, and the third. But everybody has doubts.
Yeah.
Some point or another, you will have some doubts. You're gonna have some serious doubts.
Yeah.
And how do you handle that?
Right.
Especially, let's say a day or two earlier, you already got this message that sound beautiful, right? And you like, okay, cool, I receive it. I feel like I got everything. But then 2 days later, you feel like you're depressed or something. Like
Right.
you're confused. You don't know which direction you're going, where you're going, what you should be doing, what you shouldn't be doing, or whatever the
Yeah.
case is. And it's been times where I've had that,
Yeah.
you know. And then it's weird because I'll go back, like, cause me personally, I got a whole damn log. I got voice recordings. I got notes. I got a bunch of information stored from years ago.
Yeah.
And me personally, when I get in those moments, I always go back to my notes. I go back to my recordings
Mhm.
and I remember what was being said,
Mhm.
and then I think about how it was all showed up.
Mhm.
And I'm just like, how could I lose my thought process in these manners? But sometimes, the ego or emotions or whatever's going on in your personal life,
Yeah.
it throws you off and,
It
and it can,
does.
and you have to be reminded,
Yeah.
right? You have to remember what was pouring into you.
Yeah. And that regrouping and recollecting of yourself. And I think for those who do journal or keep track of, like you said, notes, memos, your card readings, if you keep track of that and you can have that to go back to in reference when you get into those tough moments, that can be a catalyst in helping you move through that period of doubt or confusion that you
Yeah.
get into. Like, it's so easy to, you get the message like you said, and then in the next few days you kind of feel the complete opposite of what that message was saying, and you just rack your brain. You're like, well, what am I missing? Like, where
And it
am
could
I
be the
going
simplest thing
wrong?
that come out.
Yeah.
Yeah, but we wreck our brain, and a lot of times it's not as deep as we make it. A lot of
Yeah.
times it's not as deep as we make it to be. A lot of
Yeah.
times it's something very simple, but we overthink it so much.
Yeah. Overthinking is, it's like you don't even realize, you wouldn't even think that you're overthinking thinking it, because it can be done so easily. All it takes is just taking one little step too far in your
Yeah,
thoughts. You might think this is a regular train of thought, but it's like, no, you're overthinking it.
yeah,
So slow it down, reel it in a little bit, rewind, and
yeah,
settle down. I think the settling moment, like centering yourself,
yeah. That's
however
why.
you want to call it,
Mm-hmm.
yeah, is
I
a
like to
good
meditate.
idea for that. And like, if even if you don't get into like a whole full blown meditation, but just even if you sit there for a second and just like take a few breaths just to
Yeah,
relax yourself and clear your mind.
yeah,
Do something to take your mind away from whatever it was that's causing the excess thoughts and the excess
yeah.
stress, excess doubt.
Just focus on your breathing.
Yeah, focus on your
Just focus on
breathing.
your breathing. Being
Focus
present
on,
at that
yeah,
at this time right now.
yeah,
So for me, that's what I do. Sometimes, when I meditate, and there's been times where I went to go meditate and I didn't get what I typically look for. Because, when
yeah,
I meditate, when I get like deep meditation, astral traveling and,
yeah.
visions and things like that. And for me, this is typical, right?
Mhm,
But when you're going through things, um, and you try to meditate, it becomes very hard. It
mhm.
becomes, at least for me, it became very hard. I get a little frustrated. It's like, yo, this is not going the way it typically goes.
Yeah,
But then it's like I tell myself, I was like, well, it's okay.
yeah,
Just breathe. Just focus on nothing.
yeah.
And I think that's the other issue with some people. I think it's an issue with some people is because they can't
Focus on nothing.
they can't focus on nothing. Like their minds have to go.
Go somewhere.
It has to do something. But that is the key of just doing nothing, just being present right now. Just focus on the breathing.
Mhm,
Let everything else go.
mhm.
You know. And
And
then, sorry, but in the messages, sometimes these things are said.
it is.
And I could say for me recently, I got a reading. It was just like just focus on nothing.
Yeah, focus on
Just
nothing.
focus on nothing.
Mm-hmm.
And you're like, what does that mean? That could be confusing itself. What does that mean?
Yeah.
Focus on nothing.
Like, how do you focus on
You know,
nothing?
and like, what does that mean? And you try to wreck your brain. Like,
Just
just
be.
be.
Yeah, just be. And I think the importance there too, especially with the focus on nothing, is every day we are focused on some sort of task, some sort of situation, circumstance that we may be presently dealing with, right? And I would receive that message as focus on nothing, meaning, okay, you need to step out of those things right now. And even if you're not focused on quote unquote nothing exactly, focus on something different that's not that.
Yeah.
So it's like if you're stressing over, oh man, I got this crazy project that I got to do at work coming up, and stress, and then you get the message focus on nothing. It's like, okay, that means you need to get away from that. You got to drift away from that, get out of that right there, and do something different. So if that means go sit outside in the garden,
Something.
go do that. If that means just take a long walk where you just listening to music and walking, you're not dwelling on anything else. That's a kind of an example of focusing on nothing, because you're just being in that moment.
Yeah.
You're just walking.
It's been plenty times where I just would go walking and I don't
And
know where I'm going anymore. I just start walking. It's like
and be going for like 3 hours.
I'll be walking, and next thing I know, I just like, where the hell am I at? And then I realized, like, oh,
I'm over here.
I'm on a whole other side.
Mm-hmm. All right, time
And
to
then
go back.
and I sit there, I think about it, be like, damn. Well, I walked here, so I might as well just go walk back.
Right.
I could get on a bus, jump on a train, but I like no. I'll walk back.
Yeah.
I'll walk back. I did that 50%. I'll do the other 50.
Yeah. But it's a good way to clear your mind.
It is. You know, you're out in, I was gonna say out in nature, but when you're in a city like this, then
I mean, it's still outside.
I mean, you're outside,
nature. But it's still nature. The sky, the clouds.
I mean, yeah, you're gonna get that, but out here in New York, these people, yeah. I don't want to say animals, but listen, I guess I already did, right?
You already did.
What the hell is going on here?
But that's another, you got to ignore that.
But you have to, yes. Yeah. And I was going to say that you have to ignore that as well.
Mm-hmm. To really
focus
disconnect
on the beauty that you have, clear skies, the breeze, or whatever the case is. Yeah. And then when people doing crazy things, you just sit there, you just smile, you just look and be like, yo, wow. It is what it is. It is what it is. Keep it pushing. Keep it pushing.
Keep it moving.
Sometimes, you know, you just look at things and you just have to laugh. Like, yo, they bugging. Yeah.
But that is an example of being present in the moment too. Seeing that craziness is going on and just laughing for the moment. That's being fully present. That means whatever you were stressed about is not on your mind right now, because you're literally observing the moment and laughing at it.
It's like, yeah, this is wild, but it is what it is. Yeah. It is what it is. But yeah, I just really wanted to know, like, how everybody received their gifts. Like, what do you
messages?
I'm sorry, the messages. How do you receive the messages? Like, how do you apply it?
Yeah. And what do you do if you are confused about it? Yeah. If you're not sure, are you honest with yourself and saying, I don't get it, and ask for more clarity? Or do you just kind of pass it over? So yeah, let us know what y'all do, how y'all receive it, how you apply it. Yeah. Sound off. Let us know.
Yeah. I think it would be interesting.
Yeah. It's as you stated, we receive messages in so many different ways, like whether it's from somebody, if you're a person who likes to like just engage with psychic readers online and you're just like, oh, let me go pop in and see what kind of message I'll get. Or if you're a person who does it for yourself, or if you're a person who pays attention to numbers, like messages come through in so many different ways. I guess that can kind of segue us into working collectively.
Yeah. We were watching a show, and in the show there's these uh two characters. If y'all we kind of touched on it in our last episode with our son Mike. Um, it's a show, and these two characters they grew up together, and as one of them started to develop, you know, and grow, one of them kind of got jealous or whatever the
He's
situation
just
is.
really pissed off about it.
Yeah, and it's really weird, but they had to. There was a training session where they had to go against the mentors,
Mm-hmm.
and they had to, of course, because of the rift between them, they had to team them up.
They teamed
They
them up.
teamed them up
Mm-hmm.
against one of the best mentors there were,
Mm-hmm.
and they had to figure out a way to come together to make it work,
Mm-hmm.
right? And I'm sitting, I'm thinking about it, and I'm just like, well, as a collective, we need everything to be. We know we all need to be on the same page. It's like,
Right.
so it's like
We need the collaborative
how,
effort.
yeah,
How do
like
we come together?
how,
And
especially.
it's
Go ahead, go
especially
ahead.
during the moments of friction, because the two characters, they had, I mean, when you kind of put it together, they said it in the show, it's like they have this crazy love, hate, jealousy, envy, admiration, hatred,
It's weird.
all boiled together in one pot for each other. Is like, I despise you, I do, but I do somewhat admire you underneath. It's weird. So how do you find a way to come together collectively and collaborate for the greater cause, which would be tackling, I mean, if you just want to use it as a metaphor, tackling your greatest challenge. That was their greatest challenge, and they needed to find a way to work together in order to overcome it.
Yeah. And
So, oh, go ahead.
no, go ahead. Continue, continue.
So, it's like, in our communities, there's not always going to be 100% get along, right?
Mm-hmm.
You're not always going to see eye to eye. You're not always going to see. I mean, some people may downright feel like they dislike other people, but there's there's a need for collective harmony,
Yeah.
and collective collaboration, working together.
Yes. And the reasons are kind of, not kind of, but the reasons why I think is a good topic is because sometimes there are divisions. Let's put it that way,
Mm-hmm.
right? There's a lot of readers,
Mm-hmm.
right? And again, I don't want to say it and it comes across the wrong way,
Yes.
but I do want to speak on like channelers of or readers of color. Like we don't see a lot of that. We don't see a lot of.
Meaning we don't see a lot of that in the public eye.
Well, okay, in a public eye.
Yeah, because you will see it all day long on a TikTok, Instagram, YouTube,
Yeah.
but in a small subsets. But
That's
on
why
a grand
that's why I
scale,
say,
yeah, you don't see a lot of that in any of like the major events.
the major events, but at the same time, if we're all here,
Mm-hmm.
for the same, we're all pieces of the bigger
Yes.
picture. So it's like, why not?
Why not?
Why not come together to show and for us all to
Yes.
see what the bigger picture actually is?
Yeah.
Everybody speaks of the bigger picture, but of course we don't know what the bigger picture actually is.
Right.
I mean, no, seriously, right?
Yeah.
We all hear and know that, okay, it's all for the bigger picture, it's all for the highest good. But like, have anybody ever really sat and thought, like, what is the bigger picture? What is the high? Of
I'm
course,
raising my hand.
Go ahead.
Because as you were saying that, it kind of dawned on me. You're saying no one knows what the bigger picture is, but we all speak to it. And it's like, well, maybe we're not seeing the bigger picture because there are missing pieces. Way too many missing pieces to
This is the point that
for
I'm getting
us
at.
to even formulate
what
it's
be.
supposed to be.
This is what I'm saying.
There's way too many missing pieces. And if we can, or when we can, bridge the gap and
put
fill
these differences
in,
aside.
yes, and fill in these pieces, now we can finally start to see what the bigger picture is starting to look like. And just to go back to what you were saying about, how a lot of us spiritualists of color seem to be excluded from bigger events, more public facing things. It's it is very strange, and like when you're looking into it, and like maybe perhaps even interested in attending these events and looking, you and then you just start to notice it, because it's not something that you know I never was searching for let me find a melanated event to get into. I just was like, oh, let me find a nice good event to get into, right?
Yeah, as long as the energy
And
good, everything's good. Nobody
exactly.
cares.
But you start to notice it. The
Yeah.
more events you like look at, and you see them, and you see them advertised, and you see who they got on the panel, who's going to be there, who's presenting, who's speaking, and you start to see so many happen, and there's not one. Well, I'll just say it in reference
It's not
for
many. Yeah, it's not many at all.
for simplicity. There aren't any Black Americans on the
Well,
like just specifically.
specifically, yeah.
There
I
aren't
mean,
any Black Americans.
but
There may be what's
but I
considered
haven't
people of
seen.
color, like
But I haven't seen any. That's what I'm
Indians.
saying. I don't want to just say
Well, no,
like
but in some of them you will see like someone who's Indian, like
I haven't
you
seen.
may
I
see
haven't.
someone who's from South America,
Well, yeah, you
and
definitely
they
see
are
them.
considered people of color.
They are people of color.
So that's why I said more specifically, you don't see Black Americans like at all.
That's fair. That is fair.
So, and it's like, but why? Like we're here too.
Yeah. Well, it's
We're part of the
and the
puzzle.
messages are still being uh shared.
Yes.
That's what I'm saying. So it's like, well,
Yeah.
why? Like, what is that? And I mean, it is a lot of males as
Yeah.
well.
Yeah.
But I'm just my question is like, if we all know what the
Yeah.
bigger picture is, we all reaching for that. Why won't everybody just come together? That's just me. I'm just like,
Yeah.
why doesn't everybody just come together? Like, what would actually happen? Like, like what would actually happen if everybody got together on the same page, the same wavelength? Like, what can happen?
What shifts?
That's what I'm saying. And we've been on trips and we've seen,
Yeah, we
what can
have.
happen. So it's just like, what would actually happen?
Yeah, that would be something
I'm very
amazing to experience.
You know?
And it's one of those things. It is kind of disheartening, especially when you like try, to be a part of it. Like I get it. When you're putting on an event and you trying to sell tickets, you want to make sure your tickets will sell. So you try to go to people who are like, oh, these people are going to draw names. Like this is a name who's going to draw a crowd. So I get the desire for that, but at the same time, if you already have that name who's really going to be like your star headliner, what's wrong with including somebody who has like a very small following just so they can contribute, because they want to contribute, they have something important to share as well, and it's all aligned and cohesive, and y'all all aiming for the same thing. Like what's wrong with that? What's wrong with including that person? Does everybody need to have 600,000 followers to take
I was
part
gonna
of
say,
this
well,
event?
a lot of that does come from, who has the following, because
Yeah,
when
but
it's online, this is the thing that everybody goes for. How many followers, how many likes, how many, whatever the
but
case
like, what does
is.
that matter? Like, if I can provide to you, if I can show you what I can do, and show you that it's the same as what you're doing and what somebody else is doing, it's one of those tricky situations. When you have a gift and you want to share and you want to contribute, why should the question be, well, have you been doing this for 20 years?
That's the other weird thing. It's like,
have you been certified, and have you what?
In certain things you don't need to be certified. I know it's gonna sound crazy if anybody comes across and be like, yo, you definitely need to be certified. Yes, again, but just like we said in the other episode, it's like gifts can
Yes,
When it's time to show
they
itself, they
pop
will
up.
show itself.
They
It's
pop
like
up.
you, I don't, I don't know. It's just weird to me.
Yeah.
It's like when you tell somebody you can do something, they're like, oh,
Oh,
who
well,
did you
show
learn
me.
under? Do
Yeah.
you have a certificate? With, it's just like,
Like
what?
no, like no, no, like no. Nobody trained me on channeling. It happened.
Yeah, and that's the thing. It's like, how can you go and like, what school do you go to? And this is an honest question. Like, what school? Who can you come or train under to teach a person how to channel? For one, everybody doesn't have the same channeling
way. Yes.
Style. Let's say
exactly.
it doesn't happen the same for everyone.
Right.
Right. So some people is not for them. That's not something that they
necessarily
necessarily utilize in these manners. Or like how can you look for a certificate?
Right. Or like even to think about their own journeys and how they started. Like if it started the same way for you that I'm saying it started for me, then why would you side eye it? Yeah. Like what's the difference? I
because
don't get it.
If I'm from some people that I've spoke to, there is something that happened that sparked it.
Right.
Something that ignited the gifts to come to the forefront. Right. Now that's what I'm saying. It's like you can't go online and say, "Oh, I want to." I mean, which a lot of people do. So I'm not gonna say they don't, but a lot of people do go and look for a class to be certified in Reiki and certain things like that. So
but I guess with that, I will say, if you take a class to learn how to do the techniques in a structured way, that's one thing. That is learning the process and actually learning the history of Reiki will happen in the class. Learning the terminology, what it represents, what the symbols mean, the energy associated. Okay, all of that I feel like, okay, that's good. Yes, take that class so you can learn that information.
That would be the basics.
That's the basics. But having the ability to do Reiki,
to actually apply it, that's what I'm saying.
Come naturally. You don't have to take a class for that.
That's why, again, when I say, can you grasp it, like truly know what's being said and how to apply it? Yeah. That is what makes the difference. That's what's going to separate the levels, let's say. Yeah. Not saying that you can't, because you can. Yeah. But I guess what I'm really trying to get at is certain gifts. Yeah. You can't look for a class.
Nah, you cannot
certain
look for
gifts
a class
are truly gifts.
Yeah.
You know? Yeah. So anyway, like, not to drift off too much, but to bring it back, it's like, the collective. How do we come back as a collective? Yeah. Like putting certain things aside for the bigger picture, like.
Right. Being that you said that was good, because my question is, personally, would you say that you can ignore any friction that you may feel towards a person and work with them?
If you're asking me, to be completely honest, I can, because I don't care. To me, I'm only worried about what this bigger picture is. Truly, I don't care. I do not care. What is the task? Yeah. What are we doing? Let's get it done. I don't care. Yeah. I truly don't care.
Now that does not mean.
After that, after we finish what we doing, look, go about your business.
You go your way and I'm gonna go my way.
You know, I'm not gonna feel no way. I'm not gonna say nothing crazy. You know, it is what it is. But let's get this done. That's all The only thing I care about is getting what needs to be done. I do not care. Yeah. I do not care. You point me to anybody and be like, look, and you know, a lot of us know, like, a lot of that know me know I don't speak much, right?
They said you speaking now in these podcasts.
Of course I am, right? And trust me, but they've been telling me for some time, quite some time. But if you telling me, look, go talk to this person over here, am I gonna make a little face about it? I will, but I'm gonna do it.
But you gonna make a face?
Like why? Like.
So now we just gotta graduate you to the point where you don't even make the face. You
just go do it, right? Just go do it. But I'm gonna do it. I'll get it done. Like, look, all right, this is what we got going on. You ready for this? You cool? You on board? Let's do it.
But you know what? That's real though, because you know none of us are perfect. Like,
no, I ain't gonna lie about it. I ain't gonna lie
None
about
of
it.
us are perfect. You know, you might be like, okay, you got to go deliver a message to so and so. I'm gonna be like, I don't really want to reach out to this person, but sure.
You know, in all honesty, there's times where, you know, I reach out to people here and there, and, you know, I'll say certain things. I feel like it's not received, you know, and I'll just be like, oh, see, this is why I don't say nothing. And they be like,
Yeah.
no, just keep talking, just keep talking. It's
Just
like, for
keep doing
what?
it
You know,
anyway.
I speak
Yeah.
speak with energies and be like, for what? Like,
Because it's the
they be
task.
like, yeah, the task is the task.
The
Just
task
keep
is the
talking.
task.
They get it. Even if they don't get it, they will get it.
Right.
Those who know will know. But, you know, it's that thing, and I'm just like, okay, you know. And
Yeah.
like I said, I go back and forth with it, but I was like, I tell myself at the end,
Mhm.
what is this for?
Yeah.
What is this for?
Yeah.
I don't know what the picture is, but
Yeah.
I want to see it.
But see,
I
we
want to
don't
see it.
specifically exactly. We don't specifically know what it is, but we trust
That
that
is there.
that it's a beautiful,
I trust wholeheartedly.
positive, good big picture, and that's what we want to have developed.
Yeah.
So that's what we aiming for, and that's what we working towards, and that's what we feel like setting those differences aside and overcoming those friction points will
Mm-hmm.
help us to get to. And ain't nobody saying that it's gonna be a cakewalk. Ain't nobody saying that.
Because everything has to be a challenge, right? If it wasn't a challenge, everything would just be right there.
Because with challenge comes change. You
I
were
wish
supposed to
I,
say change.
first of all, you threw me off. I didn't know what you were doing. Y'all can't see the motions that she's making. So I'm really looking at her like, what are you doing right now?
It's okay. Because with challenge comes change. So
Yeah.
yes, we in order to
I
instill
lost my train
change,
of thought and everything.
I'm sorry.
I'm really sitting here like, yo, what was I thinking?
Yeah, we was talking about the change coming from going through the challenges of the friction, overcoming that
Okay,
with
okay, okay.
the collective.
Yeah, like you really threw me off. Right?
My bad.
Only if y'all can see what she was doing.
In the future, they will.
Oh man, but yeah, it's like if it's easy, you know, everything is just right there, and there's nothing, there's no journey. You know, they love for us to have this journey.
Yeah, but I'm gonna play a little bit of opposite over here, because we talked about this in a previous episode. It don't have to be hard.
It don't have to be. We make it.
It
That's what I
can be
said. We make
easy. The
it. It
journey
can.
can totally be easy,
But
and
when we go against it, give resistance, that's what
that's what's
makes it
making it
hard.
hard. Yeah. See, if you just stop being combative, stop being.
And some of us is our nature. Some of it
Well,
is our
I
nature.
don't think it's the
It's not the
nature.
nature.
It's not. You've
It's
been kind of shaped into your
yeah. I was
combativeness.
gonna say it's been programmed, but
Exactly, because
yeah.
ain't no babies coming out combative.
No.
No,
Everything is love.
everything is
And
love.
also that's what I wanted to get to. I happy think that you
Yes,
said something
of course.
sparked it back up. But one of the phrases, you know, that was said to me one time was Hanshuipi, and that means with love we move forward.
Yes.
Like I even put that in my affirmations.
Mm-hmm.
You know, with love we move forward, and to me that is it.
That's the message.
That is it.
How do we move forward with love?
With love.
That's literally. There's a lot of times when that question comes up through a lot of things. You know, somebody can be having an argument with somebody else and be like, you know what do we do from here? Where do we go from here? How do we move past this? With love.
Mm-hmm. And then, you know, we all speak on unconditional love, but again, this is another message. Like, do you truly get it? Can you grasp the concept?
Mm-hmm.
Do you apply it? Like this unconditional love. It's like people say it, but do you get it?
Mm-hmm. That's gonna be another day, another episode, because there's so many layers and levels to that.
Yeah. Um, I guess maybe I already started talking about it, but
Okay.
I was gonna say, you know, we're doing the deck, and
Mm-hmm.
even though it was recorded a long time ago already, but there's a message.
Yeah.
You know, and eventually we will get there.
Yes.
And it you know, for people to hear,
Mm-hmm.
and it speaks about unconditional love, things of that nature. So
So this is a great opportunity to do a shameless plug. Yes. So those of you who have been following us on social media, on Instagram, yes, you're
TikTok you
aware,
did, right?
and TikTok, yeah. But it's like I slacked on to post it on TikTok. My bad, y'all. But so y'all are aware that we are working on the
The
Elohim Golden
Golden Authority
Authority Oracle deck, and so yeah, shameless
transmission.
plug. Sorry, Oracle transmission.
Transmission.
And so it is still in progress, in process,
It's in
and
process, yes.
yeah, still in process.
Everything is done, but we're doing the what
Yes,
they call it, the footwork.
doing the leg work
The legwork,
behind the
yeah.
scenes. So more to come on that. Stay tuned. I hope y'all haven't forgotten about it. We will be re-engaging with that soon.
Yes.
And
And we
yeah,
will do an episode, and we'll get to that.
yeah, we will. So yeah, so that's just a little Easter egg sprinkle in there about that, and what he was
The
referencing
unconditional love.
that is part of one of the forward messages that will be in the transmission. So I think that's pretty cool when you guys, whoever decides to um, get the deck, I think it'll be cool for y'all to see and hear all of that fold out. But it's gonna be good. That's all. It's gonna be good. But I guess just to get back to the collective collaboration. Yeah, listeners, what do you guys think about, like, personally for yourselves? Do you feel like it's hard to get over certain things and kind of like put the differences and friction aside to come together in collaboration to overcome whatever challenges for the bigger picture? Is that something that you're, first of all, willing to do? Is this something that you have experience doing? Is that something that you just don't like doing? You be like, man, nah, I don't like this, but just do it anyway. What say you? What's your thoughts on that process and how it relates?
Yeah, because it's people that I see, like through social media things, and I'm like, some people have really interesting gifts.
Mm-hmm.
And then I always sit and I think to myself, I was like, well, if this person was to actually sit with a different another person, like, what can they come up with? Like, how do you connect the dots
Mm-hmm.
of what, but again, if some people never speak or connect in any kind of way,
You
you
don't
won't
know. Yeah.
know what comes of it,
Mm-hmm.
right? Because we all pieces of the puzzle.
Yeah.
So I always just wondered that. I've always wondered.
Yeah. Their piece might not be right next to your piece, but it's in the puzzle somewhere.
Yeah. So like these are things like I've always wondered. Of course, energy knows,
Of
right?
course.
But I've wondered, like, you get a certain amount of channelers, or maybe a medium in a reader, whatever,
Mm-hmm.
and you just get people like, what what can come of it? Like, how can it?
In what way?
I mean, because okay, let's say somebody's really good at, okay, let's say there's a channeler. Let's say there's um matter of fact, I'll do you even one better. When we first had the awakening,
Mm-hmm.
right? And you had to deliver a message to Fox, right?
Mm-hmm.
And Fox is a rapper, and I've never come across a person that truly lives the art. Like, this guy would just rap.
Mm-hmm.
Like, instead of talking,
Non-stop.
he just raps. Like, everything
Yeah.
is a freestyle. Something falls on the floor, like he'll pick it up and just start rapping
Rapping
about
about
picking
it.
it up and what he's doing right now. And everybody's laughing. Good energy. And there was a time where he had went outside one time, and there was a message that was needed for him. So I had to go find him. Right?
Mm-hmm.
I had to go outside. I went to go find him. I brought him back in. And I'm so upset because, in the beginning, wasn't aware that I always had to be in the,
The vicinity.
vicinity, like right there.
Yeah.
I didn't know, so I kind of like sat out and they went in the room to give the message. And the way, well, you could explain it. It was
Oh well, yeah. um.
because I wasn't there. I was just told about it, and I was so mad. I was like, wow.
Yeah, because when I told him about it, I was like, "Yo, I wish he was there, and maybe even could have recorded it or something." Because
Yeah.
it was just, it was the first time. Like you said, this was right after it started. This was in the
The very
beginnings. Like,
beginning.
yes, the very beginning. So he comes in the room, and I'm already, connected and channeled because I started giving messages to Cuz in the room.
Yeah.
He was there, and he's like, "Whoa."
Yeah, because he was there to receive it, but
He was there to receive
I
it,
was
had
so
some questions, got questions answered. And so Fox comes in the room, and then it's the way Source start channeling and talking to him in this poetic type of spoken poetry, rap like manner, like this, something like this. And it was just so cool. And the things that were being said were like personal to him. He would say something, and then immediately the response would come, and he would say, "Okay, okay," and then he's kind of like going, and then it started feeling like DMX, like, y'all know how DMX rapping, like rough and stuff, but it's in the cadence, in that cadence in which he would rap and rhyme, and the things were literally coming out like that. Like it was rhyming, it was poetic, it was sometimes aggressive if needed to be. It was just, it was mind blowing.
yeah. And what I'm saying, and this is why I wanted to use that for an example, because as a channeler, and clearly music is his gift,
Yeah.
right? But they spoke within that gift.
And literally, Source said, "I'm gonna speak to you in the way in which you can understand," and it went from there. And like, I didn't know this person personally. I didn't. This was my first time ever meeting him.
Yeah, we knew of him.
Knew of him
And
through.
and apparently he knew of us through music, because of our cousin. So I guess he heard our music and he was like, oh,
Yeah.
he was interested and he
But
really
I
wanted
had
to meet.
never
But we
met
never got to
him.
meet him
No,
personally.
never. This is my first time in his space.
Yeah.
And it was interesting. And then even some other language was started being spoken. Like, he started saying some stuff in a language that I didn't know what was being said, and then it started flowing out of me, and they were saying it together, and it's like he would sit down, and for the most part my eyes was closed, but the couple times my eyes came open, he would be sitting there like on the floor by the wall, his eyes closed, and he just kind of like rocking in this vibe. And then it was just, man, it was a one of a kind of experience.
Yeah, and
That's
I'm
all
really
I can
upset
say.
that I was just in the living room and I didn't get to be in the vicinity of it. I wanted to see it and
It
feel
was
it and everything.
amazing.
But the way you told me about it and the way I heard, the way everybody
Man,
was, I'm just like, man.
it was amazing. And
So
he even made a reference to, like, one time before he went outside, he was like, he had to go outside because the energy was
it's too much.
so.
I gotta go
He was like,
recharge.
"I gotta go recharge. It's a lot of energy in here," and he was able to pick up on it.
Yeah, because he
And
said he was
because,
like, it was y'all.
yeah, he's like, it was y'all, like. And he started, like, after the experience, and I'm, no longer channeled, and we just sitting around talking about it. He was, just saying how he was like, "Yo, y'all energy is so beautiful," and the way he was speaking, and it, you just had to be there. You would have
Yeah.
just had to be. There's one of those moments where if you're not there, it's just not the same.
Yeah.
To hear about it, and it was amazing. And
Yeah. So again,
much love to Fox.
much love to Fox. Um, so it's the thing, like, you don't know how these puzzle pieces connect,
Right.
and what they can do or how they can affect people around.
You don't, yeah.
So it's like I've always wondered that, and like I said, I've seen people with some beautiful gifts, and I'm just like, wow.
Yeah.
Like, I ask questions like how do you feel? Like, what does it feel like to you? Like, I just find it, you know,
Yeah,
it's so much.
it is.
And even for those people who, like I've seen other channelers and it's not the same. Like I've never seen two channelers that's like exactly the same, so to
Right.
say.
There's
I've never seen
something
that.
different. Yeah.
There's always something different,
Hmm.
you know?
But that's the beauty of it.
Yeah. And it's one time she Trust had a session with someone, you know, with a lady, and she was saying like, oh, she doesn't know what this is. It's been happening to her. Like she speaks these other languages and she doesn't know what it is. And she told what guy you speak it.
So, Source told her, "Go ahead, just start." Like, and boom, went right for it. And for one, that showed that she was comfortable, even though she was unaware of what's
And you
happening
said
and
she was in like a
unsure.
Starbucks or
She was
something.
in public place. Yes, she was in
And you said she
Starbucks
bust out, just
and just
went right into it.
right into it. Didn't care who was around and who could have been hearing and listening because she didn't even have on headphones. I don't think.
Oh, she didn't?
No, she might have had on headphones, but it don't matter. She didn't care. It was people in there. It wasn't empty, and she just went ahead and let it start flowing. And then it started coming channeled from me to her, and it made her emotional. Now she admitted she don't know like what's being said, but she could feel the energy of what was being said to her in return, so much that it made her tear up. And she was like, "That's I needed to hear that." And then she asked me for some type of translation of it. She's like, "Well, like what was being said?" But she could still feel a resonance for it.
Yeah. And certain things, it's like it don't need to be said. It needs to be
Mm-hmm.
felt.
It needs to be
And
felt.
that's what I'm saying. When you can get strangers to come, because you don't know this person,
No,
right?
that was my first time ever seeing this
Nobody knows this
person.
person,
Yeah.
and then it's just like when it connects, like
Mm-hmm.
there's something like
Yep. You just we just have to be open.
yeah, like you don't know what can come of it.
Yeah.
So
It's a
again,
purpose and a reason for
for
everything.
everything, for everything. So again, when it comes to the collective, like, are you truly for the collective? Like how do you feel like are there, I guess, certain steps or certain things that you need to overcome? Like, no, and I'm being honest. I'm being
Yeah,
honest.
yeah.
Like I said, for me, it's like I'm not big on reaching out. Like me,
Yeah.
like I observe. I don't honestly. I don't feel no way about anybody. I just observe because I just need to know who I'm dealing with, or it's been actually times
Yeah.
where I've actually tried to reach out to people because I'm like, wow, that gift is amazing. Whatever the way they present themselves or whatever it is they're showing,
Yeah.
I'm like, that's amazing. Like, and I'll actually try to reach out, but I don't do that often.
Nah.
I don't do it often at all,
Mm-mm.
you know. But it's not even on me, but me personally, if I just feel like you know you can be useful
To the collective.
to the collective, or people that I know, like maybe there's something we can all help,
Maybe
we
we
can
can
all
come
come together with,
together right now.
so again,
Hey.
that's it's just something. I thought that was something to talk about, to
Yeah, I
think
think it's
about.
something to think about. Let me give you something to think about. Y'all know I'll bust out a song at any
Yeah, what
moment.
up?
But anywho. Yeah, it's good. Reflectiveness. It's a
Yeah,
good thing for us all to reflect on. Like like you said, are we for the collective? Are we for the bigger picture? Do
right.
we understand what our purpose is and how all of us play a purpose for a greater purpose?
Yes.
So yes, let
Even
us
if it
know.
goes against your your traits,
some of right,
your personal
some of
traits,
your traits,
So
Let us know.
again, yeah, something to think about, something to reflect on.
Mm-hmm.
And
And
we both
we
said it at the
both
same
said,
time.
so you know what that means.
Yep.
We were in
Yeah.
alignment.
Yeah.
Thank you guys for tuning in to another great episode
Yeah.
of the Awakening Podcast.
I hope
Awakening
you
Room, bro.
Wow,
Well,
yeah.
yeah, the Awakening Room
Podcast.
Podcast.
There we go. Get it
This
together.
is episode 5.
Get it together.
I got it. Thank you.
Yeah.
Much love to you all.
Again, we thank you all for the interactions, the
Yes.
comments, the likes. We appreciate it.
Absolutely.
Again, we are still trying to upgrade. We have the equipment. We just got to get everything situated.
Yes.
I don't know what I was about. Situated.
It's okay.
It's cool. Yeah, situated. So we will upgrade the
the audio.
The audio. We will get the camera situated whenever we can, so we could start having video, and we would just continue. So I thank you all. Yeah, I thank you all, and love is love always.
Love is love always. Peace out, y'all.
Peace out.